I want to talk about the void, about creation, about depression, about winter, inner winters, the moon space, the female hormone cycle, and the magic that all of this brings with it. This week, I have been in the void. I've been in what a friend beautifully called the moon space. Where the first day of a woman's cycle, the first day of the period, the first day of the bleed, you can drop into a depression. I was talking it through with ChatGPT, as you do. Is it normal to feel like this on the first day of my bleed? Happens every month. And without awareness and looking into it and surrender, it can feel like a deep depression, existential sadness, ChatGPT called it. And that's what it felt like. It feels like this real dark, empty place. Now, when you bring awareness to this, and this video is not just for women, this video is for anybody who is going through a transformation, for anybody who has experienced a place of where life just feels so empty and feels like nothing, feels like a deep, dark winter. Everybody goes through this, not just women. But so this video is not just for women, but without awareness, this space can feel like depression. It can feel like nothing. Life can feel empty. And I feel very fortunate that I was able to have the space to just completely sink into it, surrender into it. I slept on the sofa. I had conversations with loved ones. They weren't very productive, but I was able to just do very, very minimal that I needed. And eventually I was able to completely surrender into it. And I was able to completely surrender into this space. And what was born from that was absolutely beautiful. And I'll go into that a little bit more later. But let's talk about the void. Let's talk about this emptiness, because the void, so many people avoid. They avoid being in this space of darkness and depression because it can feel like a black hole. It can feel like you're being sucked dry from life. And actually, it's not true, because everything is created from nothing. So actually, the void is where infinite potential, everything, all possibilities exist within the void, within nothing, because everything is created from nothing. So when you can surrender to the nothing, to the void, knowing that this is a space of deep creation, it is a womb space where all life is, where all life can grow from, then it becomes just nothing. When you can surrender, it becomes something sacred. It becomes something magical, rather than, and that doesn't mean you're going to feel bright and cheery, but what it does mean is that you can connect to the truth of the moment and not resist it. Because the more you resist it, the ego will spin stories to say, I shouldn't feel like this, there's something wrong with me, is this normal? It will seek distraction, it will seek numbing, it will seek a way of avoiding the pain and to kind of feel some less discomfort. But actually, in going into the void, the discomfort eases because you're in complete surrender. And in that surrender, I'll tell you what happened to me. I was able to completely surrender. I meditated in my bed. I had the moon shining in through my window, and I was connecting to the moon and meditating and feeling the pain in my womb, feeling the heaviness, the existential sadness, feeling all of it. And I went into a very, very liminal space. I went into a space of, it almost felt like I was microdosing, or it felt like I was in this life began to have this numinous quality. And I connected to the moon, and it was just this really beautiful moment of bliss. The moon said to me, which you wouldn't think you could find in the void, but there was just bliss. And I had some really deep realizations. The moon said to me, nothing is real. Because what was happening in my mind was spinning stories as to why I felt depressed. There's something, is it business? Is it relationship? Is it health? Like, what's wrong with me? All of these things, which will happen to anybody who feels like that, because the ego is trying to make meaning out of it. And the moon, or the connection in that moment that I had, was nothing is real. From there, if nothing is real and everything is created from nothing, then what do you want to create? Because in that moment, everything becomes possible. That moment is where you're met with infinite possibility, and you realize that this is the space of creation, not the end. It feels like the end to the ego, but it's not. It's actually the beginning. So when I came round in the next couple of days, and I started to feel less like in this void space, because in the void there's nothing you can do but surrender. So when I came round, and you will always come round, while I came round, then the kind of the creation energy, I really started to connect with it and feel it. And I started to understand that gap is in that space, the psyche is rearranging. And as the psyche rearranges, your energy upgrades, it up levels. And as that happens, the universe reorganizes itself to fit your new perception of reality. This is how you create. This is how you change your life. This is how you change your world. This is how we change the world. If in all of these little moments that we label as bad, as empty, as nothing, actually it's the beginning of creation. And that is where we go into winter. It's no secret I was not looking forward to winter, but I'm actually really flowing with it, and really like surrendering to it. And in that surrender, there's beauty, there's magic, there's like, life does have this like glow to it. And it is another way for me to connect to the feminine, to the darkness, to the depths, a darkness which I have been, somebody before has told me that darkness is bad, but that's because they couldn't accept their own darkness. And I was afraid of my own darkness. It's not just about them, it's what I was afraid of too. And in being afraid of that darkness, I wasn't able to surrender from it. Therefore, I wasn't able to see the beauty of it, and where actually it is where all creation is born from. So winter is a time of transformation and creation. So when you go into winter, and we're leading up to Christmas, we're leading up to a space where nobody knows what day it is. We're all in this mad rush of consumerism right now, unless you can come at it from a conscious, aware perspective. Maybe consider why you buy, who you're buying for, what the energy is, what you want to put out into the world. And in this space of winter, especially as we get into January, February, really start thinking as surrender, and you can make the darkness a ritual. You can make it sacred. You can use this time to devote more fully to yourself, to life. And what do you want to create? If nothing was real, if all of this is an illusion and everything is created from nothing, what do you want to create? Because what becomes possible from the void? Just think about it. If you entered complete nothingness, where nothing was real, not your past, not your stories, not your identity, nothing was real, and the future was completely unwritten, what would be possible for you? What would you want to create? I just want you to play with that over winter, in the yin energy, the feminine energy. And then as we move into spring and summer next year, then you get to, you start to, move forward. And I'm going to talk about this in another video, how next year is a forward moving year. It's a lot of transformation energy. This year has been a year of endings. I'm going to talk about that in another video, but really surrender to the winter, the moon space, the liminal space, the void, the gap between who you were and who you're becoming. Surrender into that and see what's possible, what you're going to harvest come spring, summer next year, the person that you're going to become. Like, see the evolution. This is just, I talk about this quite a lot, is that life is a recurring cycle of endings and beginnings, deaths and rebirths. And so how can you make this winter a really, really sacred space for your rebirth in the coming spring? I'd love to know what you want to create from nothing. Pop it in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, hit subscribe to see more like this. And if you would like to take some time this winter to create a devotional practice for yourself for this creation, manifestation of what's to come for you, then have a look at my Know Thyself program. It's only £27. You can find it in the link in the description, and it will take you through beautiful steps, a beautiful journey to really get to know who you are, what you're here to create, who you're becoming, the life that you get to live, and create a devoted spiritual practice that's going to help you get there. Have an amazing week, and I will see you soon.